Good morning to all. In today's session, we'll understand the topic is CMOS basic inverter characteristics. Okay. The outline of the today's session, the first is that is the general logic gate using pull-up and pull-down network in the CMOS circuits. Then next point is the CMOS basic, that is the inverter characteristics, that is the transfer characteristics. Okay, with this transfer characteristics we have to understand the different regions, and according that regions how there is the effect on the input in the on the output voltages. Also we have to understand these operating regions related to the inverter characteristics. Okay, next is that the beta ratio. So how the beta ratio is important in the transfer characteristics of the CMOS inverters, so we will understand. Again, one of the important parameters that also we have to understand with the CMOS, that is the noise margins, logic levels, power and energy in CMOS, and power dissipation sources. Okay, so the first, that is the general logic gate using pull up and pull down network. So in the previous lecture also we have discussed about why the PMOS is the pull up network, and in the pull down network why prefer the NMOS. Okay, and why this combination of this pull up and pull down network to implement the any logic gate. Okay, so in the general, if I use only the PMOS or in the NMOS, so it will not whenever we have to implement that logic gate circuit using the complementary metal oxide semiconductor, and according the concept of the complementary metal oxide semiconductor, it combines the PMOS types of the transistor and NMOS types of the transistor, right? And NMOS is preferred to the pull down network, and PMOS types of the transistor is preferred to the pull up network. So by combining these two, suppose like if I use the PMOS types of the transistor, right? So the source, gate and drain terminal is there, right? So in the case of the NMOS types of the transistors, again this is the drain, gate and source terminal is there. Source is connected to VSS, and in the case of the PMOS, the source terminal is connected to VDD. Okay, and by connecting the two drain terminals, we can take the output of this CMOS inverter. Okay, so that's why it's called as a CMOS, because it is a combination of PMOS and NMOS. And by connecting the gate terminals, we can apply the input signal. Okay, so this is the pull up and pull down. Again, the question is arises here, that is the why the NMOS pull down network is prefer the NMOS types of the transistor. So already we have decided, we have discussed, because is when we are using the single NMOS or the PMOS type of the transistor is called as a fast transistor, right? And in the case of the NMOS, it support to the strong zero signal, right? When we are applying one as the input to the NMOS type of the transistor, it goes into the on states, right? And when it goes into the on state, so it supports or it passes only the strong zero signal. And if the input is the one, so this is the degraded one. The output is the degraded one. So the NMOS types of the transistor is supports to the strong zero signal, and oppositely the PMOS types of the transistor is support to the strong 1 but degradable 0. If the input is the 0, when the transistor in the on condition, and if the input is the 0, so this is the degradable, and if the input is the 1, so it pass that 1 as a strong. Okay, so at the output terminals, we'll get the strong 1 from the PMOS type of the transistor and strong 0 from the NMOS types of the transistor. That's why NMOS is preferred for the pull-down network and PMOS is preferred for the pull-up network. And by combining these two, the technology is a CMOS, that is the complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Okay, so now here we'll understand the transfer function of the inverter. Okay, so here I have shown this is the how these are the parameters. Okay, so here the input voltage and this is the output voltage. input voltage versus the output voltage, that is the transfer characteristics. Okay, so logic here with this diagram, we have shown the logic voltage levels are VOH and VOL and VIL and VIH. These are the terms we have to understand with the transfer characteristics. The inverter transfer function lie within the shaded region. So we will understand these shaded as well all the operating region with the characteristics, that is the transfer characteristics. Okay, so these are CMOS basic inverter characteristics. Again, just I will take the recap the basic points related to the CMOS. Actually, in the CMOS, that is the concept of CMOS is a combination of PMOS and NMOS. So first here we know the revise the topic is that the PMOS and the NMOS or the MOS device. In the case of the MOS device, we know that we are getting the uh, three regions of the operation. That is the cutoff region, linear, or also we can say a non-saturation region and saturation region, right? In the cutoff region, obviously, if the ideal condition is there, so the drain current is the zero, right? And in the linear or non-saturation region, we know that there is the uh, that is the comparatively cutoff region. Cutoff region will occur when the VGS, that is the in case of the NMOS types of the transistor, the VGS is less than equal to VT, that is the threshold voltage. So that times we occur the cutoff region and drain to source current, that is the IDS. The IDS is the zero, right? But in the second, that is the linear operation region, also can say the non-saturation region. Here, that is your the term is the VDS. That is here. Actually, VGS is greater than the threshold voltage, and in the output characteristics, that is the VDS. Okay, VDS is greater than zero, but less than VGS minus VT. Okay, so that time the non-saturation region or linear region it's occur, and whereas your MOSFET it operate as a resistor. Okay, so current is change. Sorry, current is change if the changes on the input voltage. So it's act as a resistor, right? And drain current, that is the current flowing from the drain to source, is the equation is that is the beta in bracket VGS minus VT multiply VDS minus VDS square divided by 2. So that is the drain current equation in the case of the non-saturation region or in the linear region. Okay. And third operating region is the saturation region. In the saturation region, again there is the VGS is greater than the threshold voltage, right? But here that VGS, but that in the output characteristics that VDS, sorry, the term is the VDS, VDS is greater than the VGS minus VT. Okay, so that times the region is the saturation region, and the current equation is IDS is equal to beta in bracket VGS minus VT square divided by 2. Okay, so these are the operating regions are important for the MOS devices. And now here in the CMOS transfer characteristics, it means that the in the CMOS transfer characteristics, that is the input voltage versus output voltage, right? So according to the input voltage versus the output voltage characteristics for the identical CMOS inverter, and uh, this is the characteristics diagram for the characteristics. Okay, so here we'll understand that is the input output transfer curves. Okay, so here we are getting the 5 regions, that is the operation of the CMOS inverter uh, divided into the 5 regions. The region is A, region B. Okay, so this is the region A. Okay, this is the region B. Okay, and this is the region C, region D, and this is the region E. Okay, so ideally, but we know the operation of the CMOS inverter. What is the ideal operation of the CMOS inverter? That is very simple. when we are applying 1 to the CMOS inverter, so its output should be the 0, right? And if we apply the input as a 0 signal to the CMOS inverter, its output should be the 1, right? But here, ideally we know about of 8, but practically that characteristics is divided into the 5 regions, that is the A, B, C, D, E. And here, according the operation of these transistors, it's the operation of the transistor, PMOS and NMOS types of the transistors, according what is the effect on the characteristics according the regions, we will understand it. So now here, first this is the input voltage on the x-axis, that is VDD, okay, and here this is the output voltage, okay. So here with these characteristics, first we'll understand. So this is the half of that VDD, that is the 0.5 VDD, and this is the half of again the VDD by 2, that is the 0.5 VDD. This is the VDD, okay, and here these are the VDD, okay. So according the ideal working of the CMOS inverter, we know that suppose with the x-axis input is there, I'm applying the input signal, right? So that is the initially that input signal is the 0. So if the input is the 0 to the CMOS inverter, ideally its working is, that is the output, it should be the 1. Okay, so here the output is the 1, or we can say that is the low input voltage, the output is the high, right? uh, Actually, we know that that is the when we are applying 0 as a input to the CMOS inverter, we know that in the case of the CMOS inverter, just please mute your sound. Please mute your sound. Okay, thank you. So when we are applying a 0 to the CMOS inverter, so in the case of the CMOS inverter, that is PMOS it goes into the on condition and NMOS is goes into the off condition, right? So here we'll understand the first region, that is the A, right? In the region A, the region A is characterized by, that is VIN. VIN input signal is greater than 0 but less than VTN. Okay, so this A region is characterized by uh, that VIN is between the 0 and VTN, that is the greater than 0 and less than VTN. Okay, so in this region, N device is cut off because the input is the 0 or the less than threshold voltage, right? So less than in the MOS transistor, we know that according to its operating region, if the input voltage is less than threshold voltage, uh, the device is in the cutoff, right? So here in the uh, PMOS, it goes into the on and the NMOS is in the off condition, right? So in this region, N device is cut off, and that's why the IDSN is equal to 0. The drain current in the NMOS type of the transistor is the 0, and the P device is in the linear region, right? So that's why the relation between the drain current of the NMOS type transistor and the PMOS type, that is the IDSN, that is the drain to source current in okay, in the A region, the drain current is IDSN is equal to minus IDSP minus IDSP. Okay, so this is the relation between the currents, drain current, which is flowing from the N types of the transistor and PMOS types of the transistor, right? Why this is the relation? Because here in this region, that is the region is the A, the PMOS in the on condition and NMOS in the off. Okay, N device is in the cutoff. That's why the IDSN is equal to 0. And the P device is in the linear region. It acts as a resistor. So IDSN is equal to minus IDSP and IDSN is equal to 0. Okay. So here, this is the V out is the, it will appear as a VDD, right? So that is the almost equal to the VDD. So if the VDD is the 5 volt, so 5 volt will appear across the output terminal in the region A, right? So we'll understand with the region B. In the region B, and here we have shown the dotted line, both P and N in the on, right? So the region is defined, but now here we'll understand this just will smallly decreases the output voltage. So it starts the B, the region B, and when it's the cross section of this P and C, it's a C region. It's a C region. Okay, cross section of the P and N. So this is the smallly decreases. It starts from the B. Okay, so this is the B. Okay, from this point to here. So in the B region, it is defined by, that is the input voltage. Input voltage, it's between the VTN and 0.5 VDD, that is the VDD by 2, right? Less than threshold voltage, sorry, greater than threshold voltage and less than VDD by 2, right? In which N device is in the saturation, in which N device is in saturation while the P device is in the non-saturated region. Okay, so the uh, N is in the saturation, so that's why the current source for the N device and the P is in the non-saturated region. So that region can be represented by resistor for the P device and current source for a N device. Okay, so we'll now understand that is the C. Okay, so in the C region, both the N and P device are in the saturation, and in the saturation region, we know devices act as a constant current source. Okay, so the saturation current for these two devices, it may be the denoted by, that is the IDSP and the IDSN, right? So this is the region is the C, right? In the region C, we have two current sources in series, okay, which is an unstable condition. And therefore, the small input voltage has a large effect at the output. This makes the output transition very slim, okay. In uh, the region C, we assume that MOS device is in the saturation behaves like an ideal current source, right? But in reality, that is the ideal condition, right? So that's why we are saying this is the ideal constant current source. But in that is the, we can, in the practical case, if the VDS is increased, right? In the saturation region, we know that if VDS is further increased, uh, IDS also increase slightly, right? Thus, region C has a finite slope, not a constant. Ideally, we are saying this is the ideal constant current source, but practically, slightly, it changes in the IDS. Okay, so this region C has a finite slope, right? This is the region C, and now the region D. Okay, in the region, in the region D, it is characterized by, that is the VDD by 2. Okay, so Vin is greater than VDD by 2, that is the 0.5 VDD, and less than equal to VDD plus VTP. Okay, VDD plus VTP. So the region is the D. Okay, and here, okay, and here the P device is in the saturation, opposite of this B. P device is in the saturation while the N device is in its non-saturated region. Okay, so according that opposite of the current equation, that is the IDSN and IDSP will opposite of the B region. Okay, so that is the D region. Okay, in the D region, the P device is in the saturation and the N device is in the non-saturated. It means that the P, it is represented by the current source of the P device, right? Because the saturation and the N device is in the non-saturation, it means it acts as a register. Okay, so that is the linear. And last region, that is the region E. In the region E is characterized by the input condition, that is the input voltage Vin. Vin is greater than, yes, VDD plus VTP. Yes, Vin is greater than equal to VDD plus VTP. Okay, so in which region, that is the P device is in the cutoff and N device is in the linear region. Okay, P device is in the cutoff region and N device is in the linear region. Okay, so in the region E, the output voltage is the 0, right? So here you can understand the working of the CMOS inverter. That is the with the transfer characteristics of the CMOS inverter. That is when we are applying initially, when we are applying a 0 as the input voltage, this is the input voltage. Okay, so what is the transfer characteristics? Transfer characteristics, it means it shows a input voltage versus output voltage, right? So input voltage versus output voltage, uh, and we know that when we are applying a 0 as the input, so output it should be the high, or the we can say the VDD, right? So VDD will appear across at the wire output terminal. So when I'm applying 0 as the input to the CMOS inverter, so output is the VDD or the 1. Okay, but when I'm increasing that from the 0, the input voltage is greater than the threshold voltage, so output voltage is slowly decreases. Okay, and it becomes the change of the transistors operating region, and the output and its effect also on the output voltages, right? And at that point, so both the voltages are the point VDD, input voltage as well the output voltage is the half, right, of the VDD. And in the region D and E, okay, so here I'm increases the input voltage from the zero point 0.5 VDD to VDD plus VTP, and in the last region, that is in the E region, the voltage is the high voltage, right? Here the input voltage is the high, that is the 1. Okay, suppose I'm applying the 1 as the input voltage. So what should be the output? Output should be the 0. So here the output is the 0, right? So if you have considered the ideal characteristics, so if the ideal characteristic is there, so directly we will get, okay, so we will possible, so like that, right? So if the for this portion the input is 0, output is 1, and here the input is 1, so output is the 0. So that is the ideal. But in the practical case, so these practical characteristics of the CMOS inverter will be divided into the 5 section: A, B, C, D, and E. Okay. So I hope everyone has understood the transfer characteristics of the CMOS inverter. So uh, this is the very important and complex topics. So it's a very complex topics of the unit number 1. So I hope everyone understood. So if anybody has the doubt, please ask me about of these transfer characteristics of the CMOS inverter. Yes, also you can post your doubt through the chat box also. And please, anyone take the snapshot of all the attendees and send me on my WhatsApp. Huh? Yes. Yes. If anybody has a doubt. Okay. Okay. Should I go with the next slide? Okay. Next slide is the CMOS basic with the inverter characteristics again. Okay. So this is the circuit. Here I am applying the VDD to the inverter. Okay. And the output of the first inverter is applied as the input to the second inverter, right? So here I have used the two inverters. This is the these are the CMOS inverter, not only inverter. Uh, okay, so here this is the first inverter with the PMOS and NMOS types of the transistor combination, and with the second CMOS inverter here again the combination of the PMOS and NMOS type of the transistor. So here first we'll understand the with the circuit diagram of the CMOS inverter. Here I am applying as the input to the by connecting the two gate terminals of the first inverter and collecting the output from the two drain terminals of the PMOS and NMOS, collecting the output with the load capacitor. So always the load capacitor is connected at the output terminal of the inverter, right? So through this capacitor, load capacitor, getting the charging and discharging path according to the operating modes of the transistor, or the operation that is the status of the transistor, that is either the on conduction mode or the off. Okay, so the output of that first CMOS inverter apply the input to the next inverter. So with this diagram, we will understand. Suppose now here I am applying this is the input signal as a pulse to the CMOS inverter. Here I am applying a pulse as a 0 or the 1, right? So here you can understand. So according that here we are getting the output signal, right? So here we have to understand the terms like as denoted by the TF, that is the fall time, this is the delay time. Okay, uh, TR is that the rise time. Okay, please anyone take the snapshot of all the attendees and send me on WhatsApp, please. Yes. Yes, घेतलाय कोणी स्नॅपशॉट घेतलाय?
हॅलो, घेतो सर मी.
स्नॅपशॉट घेतलाय का?
सर मी घेतो सर विलास.
Yes, please send me on my WhatsApp. Huh? Please anyone take the snapshot and send me on my WhatsApp, please. Okay. So now here we will understand the terms with this waveform. So that is when I'm here, suppose your input signal is the 0 and start from the at that time the signal is the input signal is the 1. So what will be the effect on the output signal, right? So here the VDD is there, right? Because the 0 is there. So the obviously according that characteristics or the operation of the CMOS inverter, when we are applying a 0 as the input, the output it should be the 1, right? And after when we are applying 1 as the input to the CMOS inverter, so it should be the 0. It should be the 0 appear across at the output terminal. But here, in the case of the practically, it slowly down to the 0, right? So here we are getting, this is the delay. This is the delay time. This is also called as the fall time. Okay, and this is the rise time, and again it will go as a 1. So we'll understand the term is that is the TF is the fall time and TR is the rise time. Okay, the switching speed, that is the switching speed of the CMOS gate is limited by the time taken to charge and discharge the load capacitor CL. Okay, for VSS to VDD. Okay, for VSS to VDD. Okay, input transition, for VSS to VDD input transition, CL discharges towards the VSS, and for VDD to VSS input transition, CL charge toward the VDD. That is the operation of CMOS inverter. Okay, again I am repeated. That is for VSS to VDD input transition, CL, that is the load capacitors, discharge toward the VSS, right? From the which input transition, VSS to VDD. Capacitor CL is the discharges toward the VSS. And when the input transition is from VDD to VSS, from VDD to VSS, from VDD to VSS. Okay, so capacitor is charged towards the VDD signal, right? So when the VDD to VSS charges and VSS to VDD discharges toward VSS, this is the operation, and that's why this is the effect on the output signal, and it becomes we are getting the different times, that is the rise time, fall times, delay times. Okay, so we will understand what is the rise time. This is the rise time. We can define the rise time, that is time for a waveform to rise from 10% to 90%. Here I have shown the dotted line, that is the 0.9 VDD, and shown the one dotted line on the 0.1 VDD. That is the how we can define the rise time. The time for a waveform to rise from 10%. Okay, this is the 10%.